I got a like from someone on Korean Cupid. No way. Except it's not. It's never Koreans.
Korean.
It's always like Kenyans and.
What are they doing on Korean Cupid?
Dude, what am I doing on Korean
Well,
Cupid?
that's a good point.
I
That's a good
mean,
point.
what am I gonna do? Complain?
That's that's fair. That's actually a
Uh,
reasonable point.
what are people not doing on Korean Cupid? Like, are you serious? You're gonna use a site that doesn't have Koreans? Oh man. All right. Speaking of Koreans, it's Tier List Tuesday, and today's two what? Today's tier list. Today's Tuesday. For today's tier list Tuesday, we are doing Star Wars movies, the films. Um, some of these are good, some of these are bad. We're gonna find out which ones are which. Let's see. Yeah, so we're gonna get into it. I think the tier list. I think these tiers kind of speak for themselves. We'll go chronological order here, just to simplify things. Okay, Phantom Menace. I think I'll go here. This movie is not as bad as people say it is. I know a lot of people have a problem with this movie. My thought is, I have a few thoughts. It probably got a bad rep from having so much hype. People were expecting this to be the greatest thing ever because it was the first bit of Star Wars that we got in a very long time. So highly anticipated. Another thing, if this movie did not have Jar Jar Binks in it, it'd be a pretty great movie. It'd be pretty great.
Don't talk about Jar Jar that way.
Get out of here, Josh. Nobody loves you except for me, which is why you can never, ever leave me. You understand? Good. Okay. The pod racing is cool. What else? The ending, the fight between Qui-Gon, Darth Maul, Obi-Wan, fantastic. It's great. Not a great. It's not a great movie, but it's not bad. It's okay. All right. Attack of the Clones. This is the worst of the prequels. This one is worse than Phantom Menace. And George George decided that he would try to write dialogue between Anakin and Padme, and that was the biggest mistake he has ever made. Other than that, the movie's not that bad, but I do think that the other two movies in the prequel series are a little bit better. Uh, let's see, Count Dooku is a great character, one of my favorites. Of course, Ewan McGregor. The more of him that we get, the better. Um, yeah, it's good. It's okay. As far as the prequels go, it's my least favorite of the three. Now, Revenge of the Sith is going to be my favorite of the prequels. I think a lot of people will agree with me on this. What a movie! This one is great. This one's great, honestly. There might be a few things here and there. Some of the dialogue, and some of the dialogue can be a little bit cheesy, but it's also like the best kind of cheesy. to the point where like we kind of love it for some reason. What's an issue with this? One thing that you could argue is that maybe Anakin's fall happens a little bit too quickly. But I don't think that's necessarily a fault of this movie alone. I think maybe what should have happened is we should have seen just a little bit more of that in the other two movies, particularly Attack of the Clones, right? So it's really not Revenge of the Sith's fault. This is a great one though. It's one of the most rewatchable Star Wars movies. It really just one of the most rewatchable movies, period, right? I almost forgot Clone Wars. We'll go down here. It's not the worst thing ever. This is, the movie. The TV show is better by quite a bit. I mean, if you wanted me to talk about the show is great. It does kind of start off a little bit rough, in my opinion, but it's one of those things where it just keeps getting better. The movie's not that great though. So, okay, next. Let's see, chronological. It's gonna be Solo, right? Solo is. It's okay. Yeah, it's pretty good. I think this movie is actually a lot better than other people think it is. I know a lot of people don't like this movie for some reason. I thought it was pretty great. The casting was pretty well done. I think they did well. Donald Glover. There may be a little bit biased here, but I love Donald Glover. So I was really happy about that. I think the story's fine. It gives Han a little more backstory. And Han Solo might be my favorite character in all of Star Wars. Probably. So maybe I'm a little biased because of that as well. But this one's good. It's not perfect, but it's good. Next is Rogue One. Top tier. Alright, I'm not going to hesitate. I love this movie. And I really enjoyed Andor as well. It's actually, me and Josh were just talking about this, but it's incredible how awful Disney has been with certain Star Wars projects. But then they'll do something like this, like Rogue One. And it's like, okay, so the team that you had for that, they need to do literally everything else from here on out. I don't want anyone else touching my Star Wars, okay? What a movie this is. I'm not even going to spoil it for anyone if you haven't seen it, because I know some people haven't. I won't name any names. Phenomenal. Especially the third act is just crazy. There's a lot I want to say, but I don't want to spoil anything. You got to go in blind. Just go in blind, all right? Next we have A New Hope. Really love this movie. Really, really love it. I'm going to put it ahead of Revenge of the Sith. We're going to kind of do it this way. In fact, I'll put Solo in front of Phantom Menace, if that makes sense. Yeah, A New Hope. Now, I grew up with the original trilogy. I was really young when I first started watching Star Wars, but I think I watched Star Wars. I watched the original trilogy first, and then like a few months later is when Phantom Menace came out. So I didn't really have to wait. I just kind of went from one to the next. A New Hope, it's a classic. Absolutely. It's the first movie ever made. It's the first bit of Star Wars that we ever got. It's what started everything. It's all of this is because of this movie, and they do a really good job. Luke's story, I mean, everyone knows, man. Luke's story is incredible. Just the way that all the characters get brought together, phenomenal. Obi-Wan, of course, a legend. I really like pretty much everything with R2 and C-3PO. It's really interesting how much of this movie is just the droids. But it works. Yeah, it's a good one. Not my favorite of the original trilogy, but one of the best Star Wars movies. I'm kind of saving the top tier for the best of the best, and we are going to get to the best of the best. You can kind of split hairs between Empire Strikes Back and Rogue One. For me, I don't know which one I like more. I mean, there might just be a little bit of bias with Empire because, yeah, I mean, it was my favorite movie for such a long time, and nothing really got close to it. Yeah, this is a good one. One of the greatest sequels that anyone has ever made. Of course, everyone knows the big twist. Yeah, wow, what a movie. There's so much to say. There you see a lot of character growth with Luke. One thing I love is how this movie really shows just how powerful the Empire is, right? Because even though in A New Hope they blow up the Death Star and it's like the biggest victory in history, but then what happens in the next movie is even without the Death Star, the Empire just kicks butt the whole time, basically, right? They just win. It's what they do. They are the Empire. Darth Vader is so good in this movie. He's so menacing, so terrifying. Yeah. Boba Fett is in it. I like his character in here. Man, yeah. Yoda, it's how we're introduced to Yoda. He's great. Yeah. Top tier. And yeah, that's that. Return of the Jedi. We'll go here. It's probably it's gonna be behind Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. So my least favorite of the original trilogy. And I would say that I like Revenge of the Sith slightly more as well. Still a great movie though. Really great. They do well at showing you know just how powerful of a Jedi Luke has become even after his failure in Empire Strikes Back. You know, he comes back. It's his comeback story. They go on a quest to save Han. It's pretty wild. We get to see Leia in a brass bikini. That's cool. The Ewoks are in it. Yeah, everybody's got their opinion on that. I think they're fine. The speeder bikes are super cool. Yeah, this is a great movie. One of my favorite moments in this one is probably my favorite movie, or my favorite part, in the movie is towards the end when Luke is fighting Vader and he slices off his arm, and you see that it's just all robotics. And then Luke looks at his own hand, and it's just like it's just this moment that carries so much meaning behind it. Really fantastic. Yeah, it's a great movie. Of course, the original trilogy. Okay. All right, so that's gonna do it, guys. Hopefully, you enjoyed the tier list. Yeah, I'm gonna look it over here one more time. Yeah, I think this looks good. Pretty great, pretty great. Yeah, looks good. Yeah, that's gonna do it for Tier List Tuesday. We'll do this again next week. I do need suggestions for things that you guys want me to rank, so let me know. Don't be afraid. There's no such thing as a bad idea. Just kidding, there's a lot of bad ideas out there. But it's okay. I have a lot of bad ideas too, so don't be afraid. Give me your suggestions. Let's do it again next week, yeah? Cool. See you then. Bye-bye.